Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The text came through at 2:17 a.m., lighting up the ceiling in a cold blue glow. Receipt attached. That was it. No explanation. No apology. Just a payment confirmation for a hotel room I didn't recognize, paid for by my wife's card. Followed by silence. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering like I could rewind time if I pressed hard enough. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just felt something inside me go hollow, like a room after all the furniture's been dragged out. Earlier that night, she told me she was meeting friends. Her smile had been tight, rehearsed. She kissed my cheek with the kind of care you use around a bruise. I noticed, but I didn't push. I hadn't been pushing much lately. I told myself it was maturity, trust, love. Now the house smelled like old coffee and regret. In the weeks before that text, things had been off. Not explosive. Just wrong in quiet ways. Missed calls that went straight to voicemail. Her phone turning face down on the table. Laughter at messages she wouldn't share, followed by a quick, guilty glance at me, like a child caught stealing candy. I asked if she was okay. She said she was tired. I asked if we were okay. She said, of course, too quickly. The night before the text, she came home late, smelling like someone else's cologne, sharp, unfamiliar. She said it was the bar. I believed her because believing her was easier than imagining the alternative. After the receipt, I went digging. I hated myself for it, but the truth has a way of demanding witnesses. Her tablet was still logged in. A thread of messages stared back at me, unblinking. I told you no. I said no. You promised you'd stop. Then his reply. I did stop. I just paid. You didn't have to do anything. My chest tightened. I read it again, slower this time, as if the words might rearrange themselves into something less devastating. Paid for what? The answer came a few lines later. Not graphic. Worse. Casual. You can leave whenever you want, he wrote. Rooms paid. Your choice. And then nothing. No follow-up. No pressure. Just absence. Like he dropped a bomb and walked away. When she came home that morning, the sun was already up. She looked smaller somehow, like the night had taken pieces of her. Her eyes flicked to my phone in my hand. She didn't ask what I'd seen. She already knew. I said no, she whispered before I could speak. I swear to you I said no. I believed her. That was the cruelest part. But you went, I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. It sounded older. Tired. She nodded, tears spilling over. I thought he'd stop me. I thought when I said no he'd be decent. He just paid for the room and left. Like it was nothing. Like I was nothing. I wanted to hold her. I wanted to scream. I wanted to rewind to every moment I'd ignored my gut and slap myself awake. So you stayed? I asked. She shook her head. I left. I sat in my car for an hour shaking. I didn't know how to come home. The memories started stabbing then, little things that used to feel safe. Her laugh in the kitchen. The way she leaned into me on the couch. Each one now felt like a lie I'd helped tell myself. I didn't tell you because I was ashamed, she said. Because part of me liked the attention. And I hate myself for that. There it was. Not a villain. Not a monster. Just a broken truth sitting between us. Heavy and breathing. I told her I needed space. Not as a punishment. As survival. That night, alone in the guest room, I realized something brutal. Even if nothing physical had happened, something sacred had already been spent. Trust doesn't break with a sound. It erodes. Quietly. Payment by payment. We tried to talk. We tried to be honest. But honesty doesn't always heal. Sometimes it just clarifies the wound. A week later, she asked if we could fix it. I looked at her, really looked, and felt the answer settle in my bones. I don't know how to unlearn what I know now, I said. When I left, I didn't feel strong. I felt empty. But as I drove away, the silence didn't hurt as much as I expected. Sometimes self-respect doesn't roar. Sometimes it just walks out the door, finally choosing not to disappear.